students. Today we're going to be talking about the persuasive essay. In this lesson, we're going to break this lesson up into 3 different videos. The first video is going to focus on what the persuasive essay is, right? The second video will zoom in on one particular aspect, the thesis statement of the persuasive essay. And the third video is going to do a deep dive into body paragraphs. How do we organize them, develop the ideas, and make them really persuasive? So let's get started with what is the persuasive essay? A persuasive essay, really, its goal is to persuade, right? So you're going to start by giving your opinion. We call this opinion your argument, right? So many times when we talk about persuasive essays, we'll say your argument, and what we really mean is your opinion, right? After you give your opinion, you're going to spend the majority of the essay explaining why you have this opinion. So the goal of a persuasive essay is to persuade your readers to agree with you. Another way to say that is to convince your readers that your opinion is the right opinion, okay? So let's take a look at this boy over here. He says, "Let me persuade you. Ebooks are better than paper books," right? So imagine this boy was going to write a persuasive essay. His argument would be ebooks are better than paper books. This is what he believes, his opinion. And then he would spend the rest of the essay, all the body paragraphs, explaining why, giving reasons and examples to try and convince you, the reader, that ebooks actually are better than paper books. Another way to think about this is that a persuasive essay presents a point of view about a topic. And this point of view is supported or backed up by evidence, right? So much like a detective uses evidence to try and find, who was the killer or who was the thief, writers also use evidence, but their goal in using evidence is to convince the reader that their opinion is correct. There are many features of a good persuasive essay. Let's look at a few key ones. The first one is that the topic of the persuasive essay has to be something that you can agree or disagree with, right? So, for example, if I say, dogs are the best pets, they're much better than any other pet, this is definitely something that you can agree with and say, yes, dogs are the best. Or you disagree and say, no, cats are much better, or I really prefer fish, right? So this is a good topic because it can be debated, right? People can agree, people can disagree. The second feature is that you, as a writer of a persuasive essay, need to choose one side. Either you agree or you disagree, but you cannot choose both sides, okay? And sometimes students have trouble with this because they can see it from both sides. But just remember that when you're writing a persuasive essay, you actually have to choose just one side because your goal is really to get your readers to agree with you and to kind of win that argument, okay? The next one is that you need to tell your opinion clearly in the persuasive essay, right? And this may seem easier than it is sometimes, but just remember that the clarity of your ideas is going to be really, really important here because you don't want to confuse your reader or make your reader think, which side is she on, right? The next feature is that you need to give a lot of different reasons why you agree or why you disagree, right? So you can't just give one reason why dogs are the best pets in the world. You have to give many reasons, right, to help support your opinion. If you think about it, that's very logical, right? Because if someone just gives you one reason why, it's not very convincing. But if they give you several reasons why, then you start to think, maybe that's true. The last one is very similar to the reasons. You also have to provide a lot of support, right? So this means you have to give examples, facts, statistics, right? These concrete things help make it a lot more convincing, once again. And we'll talk about reasons and support when we talk about the body paragraphs. All right, students, so that's it for what is a persuasive essay. In the next video, we're going to talk about the thesis statement. So please be sure to watch that video next.